Newsfirst at 9. Headlines.
A very good evening to you, live from the Newsfirst studios here. This is Primetime News and I'm Madhushka Balasurya.
I'm Stephanie Lazarus.
Let's start off with a look at your headlines. Vesak Poya Day commemorated across the country, celebrating the 3 stages of the life of Lord Buddha. Devotees flocked to the Sirasa Vesak zone. President and opposition leader extend their best wishes on Vesak Poya Day.
On to your top story tonight, the Sirasa Vesak zone was declared open this evening under the auspices of the Mahasangha, led by the Chief Prelate of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Mahasangha Council, the Most Venerable Davuldana Gnani Thera.
A large gathering including senior executives of John Keells Holdings PLC, including Chairman and CEO Susantha Ratnayaka, and senior executives of the Capital Maharaj Organisation Limited participated at the ceremonial opening of the Sirasa Vesak zone. Gagan Malik, the actor who gave life to the lead character in the film Sri Siddhartha Gautama, was also present at the occasion.
Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
The opening of the Sirasa Vesak zone was marked by religious observances.
Kantu arogyena sukhena devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti.
Vesak පුන් පොහෝ දිනය නිමිති කොටගෙන මේ ලෝකයේ පැවැත්වෙන විශේෂිත වූ සිදුවීම් අතර අද වන විට ප්‍රමුඛ ස්ථානයක් හිමි වී තිබෙන විශේෂ කාර්යභාරයක් බවට සිරස වෙසක් කලාපය වර්තමානයේදී පත්ව තිබෙනවා.
The Sirasa Vesak zone has at present become one of the main events held across the globe to commemorate Vesak Poya Day. At this special occasion, I wish to make a special note of John Keells Holdings, which has rendered us a great strength. I also wish to make a special mention of the chairman of John Keells Holdings, Susantha Ratnayaka, at this moment. The fact that John Keells Holdings has joined hands with the Capital Maharaj Organisation at this time of religious renaissance will go a long way towards ensuring the success of the Sirasa Vesak zone. At the same time, the staff of the Capital Maharaj Organisation, under the guidance and instruction of the chairman, are now hoping to instill a religious revival, a Buddhist revival, in the country and in the hearts of the people.
බෞද්ධ ප්‍රබෝධයක් ඇති කරමින් මේ කටයුතු ඉදිරියට පවත්වාගෙන යාම සඳහා කැපිටල් මහරජා ව්‍යාපාරයේ ගරු සභාපතිතුමන්ගේ උපදෙස් සහ ඒ මඟ පෙන්වීම යටතේ ඒ කාර්ය මණ්ඩලයේ කටයුතු කිරීම උදෙසා බලාපොරොත්තු සහගතව සිටිනවා.
සදහවත් ශ්‍රී ලාංකික බෞද්ධ ජනතාවගේ වැදගත්ම දිනය වශයෙන් සැලකෙන වෙසක් පුන් පොහෝ දින Sirasa මාධ්‍ය ජාලය මගින්
We are greatly appreciative of John Keells Holdings partnering with the Sirasa Vesak zone organized in view of the Vesak Poya Day, which is the most important day of the year for Buddhist devotees in Sri Lanka. Our company has continuously worked for the success of major social projects such as this. What we hope to do through this is to make a clear statement on the social responsibility that has been vested in us as one of the primary corporates in Sri Lanka. We are impressed with this venture that has been undertaken by the Sirasa Media Network for the 4th year.
පැහැදිලි ප්‍රකාශයක් ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම සඳහායි. සිරස මාධ්‍ය ජාලය හරහා මේ අවුරුද්දේ 7 වතාවට සිදු කරන මේ මහා පින්කමට සම්බන්ධ වීම ගැන අපි තාමත් පැහැදිලිකින් කටයුතු කරනවා.
Tokens of appreciation were also presented to special representatives from Japan who visited the Sirasa Vesak zone. The Sirasa Vesak zone was then declared open to devotees. The sacred relics of Lord Buddha and 12 of his disciples and the sacred relics of Sariputta and Moggallana were brought to the Sirasa Vesak zone in ceremony today in 2 special processions. The sacred relics of Lord Buddha and 12 of his disciples, which journeyed from the Yatihalagala Raja Mahaviharya in Kandy, were brought to the Sirasa Vesak zone in procession today from the Kalaniya Raja Mahaviharya. The procession made its way from Kalaniya to the Colombo Kandy Road via the Pattiya Junction, from where it journeyed to the Sirasa Vesak zone at Braybrook Place, Colombo 2 via Palliagoda, Punchiboralla and Hospital Square. The relics were placed in the special enclosure at the Sirasa Vesak zone by the chief incumbent of the Yatihalagala Raja Mahaviharya, Venerable Waturakumbure Dhammaratana Thera. The sacred hair and bone relics of Lord Buddha and the relics of 12 Maharahat Theros have been brought to the Sirasa Vesak zone. Among them are also the relics of Sivali and Revata Maharahat Theros. Devotees will be able to pay homage to the sacred relics over the next 3 days at the Sirasa Vesak zone. The sacred Agrashravaka relics of Sariputta and Moggallana Maharahat Theros, two of the closest disciples of the Lord Buddha, were also brought to the Sirasa Vesak zone this evening. The sacred relics journeyed in procession from the headquarters of the Sri Lanka Mahabodhi Society, the Agrashravaka Mahabodhi Viharya in Maligakanda Maradana. Dignitaries from Japan also participated in the procession. The sacred relics commenced their journey from the Agrashravaka Mahaviharya and made their way to the Sirasa Vesak zone at Braybrook Place, Colombo 2 via Norris Canal Road, Sir Arnold Ratnayaka Mautha, T.B. Jaya Mautha and the Ibbamwela Junction. The sacred relics were placed in the special enclosure at the Sirasa Vesak zone by the President of the Sri Lanka Mahabodhi Society, Venerable Banagala Upatissa Thera. Floral tributes were paid by Ya at the opening ceremony of the Sirasa Vesak zone today, employing a special helicopter of the Sri Lanka Air Force. Devotees visiting the Sirasa Vesak zone will be able to pay homage to the sacred Agrashravaka relics of Sariputta and Moggallana over the next 3 days.
Saranang gacchami
Dutiyampi dhammang sarana
pito bhavatu raja bhavatu sadhu sadhu.
එසේනම් මේ වසරේ වෛශාඛ මංගල්‍යයට සියල්ල සූදානම් වෙමින් පවතිනවා. එසේනම් සරියුත් මුගලන් මහරහතන් වහන්සේ
Meanwhile, devotees flocked in numbers to the Sirasa Vesak zone this evening to pay homage to the sacred relics of the Lord Buddha and his 12 disciples and the Agrashravaka relics of Sariputta and Moggallana.
The sacred relics of Sariputta and Moggallana, which journeyed from the Agrashravaka Mahabodhi Viharya in Maligakanda Maradana, have been placed in a special enclosure at the Sirasa Vesak zone. The sacred relics of Lord Buddha and 12 of his disciples, which journeyed in procession over 3 days from the Yatihalagala Raja Mahaviharya in Kandy, have been placed in another special enclosure within the premises of the Sirasa Vesak zone.
The Sirasa Vesak zone organized to commemorate the Vesak Poya Day and the birth, enlightenment and attainment of Nirvana, or the 3 stages of the Lord Buddha's life, was declared open today amid much pomp and ceremony. The Sirasa Vesak zone is sponsored by John Keels Holdings PLC this year, and Sri Lanka Private Limited is also supporting this venture.
One of the main features of the Sirasa Vesak Kalapaya this year is the Teletorana, which was launched at the auspicious time this evening. The Teletorana was ceremonially launched by the Chairman and CEO of John Keels Holdings PLC, Susantha Ratnayaka. The Telethorana, which is a unique creation in view of the Sirasa Vesak zone, features the prominent Jataka stories of Mahasara and Seelava Nagaraja. The Telethorana also features the stories of Sariputta and Moggallana, considered to be among Lord Buddha's closest disciples, and the story of Angulimala Maharaja Thera.
Ramesh Irugal Bandara is now standing by at the Sirasa Vesak zone where the Telethorana was launched early this evening. Let's cross over now to Ramesh for the latest.
Thank you. Good evening, Madhushka. Well, happiness comes when you work and words are of benefit to others. And today, we are extremely overjoyed as thousands upon thousands have arrived here at the Sirasa Vesak Kalape, which is being held in collaboration with the John Keels Holdings Private Limited, as well as with the support of Esson Lanka Private Limited. Now, the Sirasa Vesak Kalape is being organized for the 4th consecutive time, and as usual, it is being held in the premises and environs of the capital Maharaja head office. Now, what can you expect when you come to the Sirasa Vesak Kalape? One of the main attractions is the digital pandal, which you see right there. The digital pandal stands 40 feet tall and spans across 80 feet. It depicts 4 stories, including 2 Jataka stories. Devotees who flock to the Sirasa Vesak Kalape will also be able to partake in a number of dansas. Now, what you see right here is the screening of the Sri Gautama Buddha movie, which is being screened to the devotees who visit the Sirasa Vesak Kalape. Devotees who arrive at the Sirasa Vesak Kalape will also be able to partake in a number of dansals, which include the rice dansal, ice cream, as well as tea, and many more dansals to keep you refreshed as you partake in religious activities. However, the main attraction of the Sirasa Vesak Kalape and what crowds flock to see is the exposition of the sacred relics. The sacred relics of Lord Buddha and 12 Maharahateros that were bought from the Yati Halgara Rajamahavihara, as well as the sacred relics of Sariputta and Moggallana Agrashravaka Maharahateros, which you see in the background behind me. Now, crowds flock to see these relics because this is a rare opportunity that you get. Now, the Sirasa Vesak Kalape, which opened today, will be open for 2 more days, and crowds are invited to attend the Sirasa Vesak Kalape and partake in the dancers, as well as witness the exposition of these sacred relics, which is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Ramesh Irugal Bandara. Madhushka, it's back to you.
Thank you very much, Ramesh. Hope you enjoyed more dansas over there. But now remember, the public have the opportunity to witness the sacred relics of the Lord Buddha and his disciples at the Sirasa Vesak zone throughout tonight. Tomorrow, the Sirasa Vesak zone will commence from 3 p.m. The Sirasa Vesak Kalape will come to a close on Friday evening.
Every time he thinks, billions of neurons will connect rapidly for a new learning experience. Scientifically designed by Mead Johnson, new EnfaGrow A+ with increased levels of nutrients. Unleash your child's amazing power to learn.
Welcome back to the news. Issuing a message to mark the Vesak festival, President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that Lord Buddha's teaching showed that divisions based on race, religion, caste and tribe are wholly meaningless, adding that a person's stature is best measured by one's good or bad conduct.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa notes that Sri Lanka stands out among the nations of the world as an ethical society, as our livelihoods are based on the teachings of Buddha. The message by President Rajapaksa also notes that Buddhism has shown the world that while anger and hatred are causes for sorrow, karuna, compassion, and maitri, loving kindness, is the path to contentment. Opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe states that the Vesak season is the best time to look back at whether society lives according to the concepts of metta, karuna, mudita, upeksha, preached by Lord Buddha. Issuing a message in lieu of Vesak, the opposition leader notes that if society follows the teachings of Lord Buddha, then no one could engage in any acts of violence. The JVP in their Vesak message notes that the most of the virtuous qualities that exist in the Sri Lankan society have been nurtured by Lord Buddha's teachings. However, they add that at present, Sri Lanka is being made an island of crime. The number of crimes that are committed on a day that begins and ends with Buddhist teaching is escalating day by day. Buddhist teaching vividly shows that large arsenals of weapons exist and crime escalates in a country when people in that country are economically ruined. In such an environment, JVP leader Anurakumara Dissanayake notes that the genuine Buddhists should endeavour to change the society so that the immoral economic, cultural and political devotion could be ended and their lives could be nurtured according to the teachings of Lord Buddha. Meanwhile, leader of the Janasatha Peravana, Venerable Bhattaramulle Seelaratana Thero, in his Vesak message notes that the public should endeavour to celebrate the Vesak festival by giving priority to Patipatti Pujas. The Venerable Thero notes that the culture of the present society is crumbling, adding that the youth have become the main victims of this adverse effect.
Meanwhile, President Mahinda Rajapaksa attended the Buddha Bhi Vandana Vesak Bhakti Gi performance at the premises of the Nelum Pokuna Theatre yesterday. The Bhakti Gi performance was organised by the Ministry of Mass Media and Information in lieu of Vesak. A large number of ministers and parliamentarians also attended the event.
Various programs were held across the country today to mark Vesak Poya Day and the birth, enlightenment and attainment of Nirvana of Lord Buddha.
Devotees flocked to the sacred temple of the Tooth Relic in Kandy since this morning to pay homage. Devotees also flocked to pay homage to the sacred Jayashri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura. 3 jade statues of the Lord Buddha, which were donated by the Wat Pra Keo Viharya or Temple of the Emerald Buddha in Thailand, were placed at the Dhammagaveshi Buddhist Ashram today. Religious observances were held at the Dharmayatana Viharya in Navala today. Religious observances to mark the 3 stages of the life of Lord Buddha were also held at the Mutiyangana Raja Mahaviharya in Badulla. The historic Sri Dalada Viharya in Vaunia was also packed with devotees celebrating the 3 stages of the life of Lord Buddha. A Vesak zone organised by the 211th Brigade of the Sri Lanka Army in view of Vesak Poya Day is also being held this evening at the Sri Bodhi Dakshinarama Viharya in Vaunia.
A special event was held last evening to mark the launch of South Asia's most advanced centre of excellence for Mercedes-Benz, which has been dubbed Demo 800.
The event, which was held at the new Mercedes-Benz Centre of Excellence, was graced by a distinguished gathering, including Minister of Economic Development Basil Rajapaksa and Minister of Transport Kumara Walgama.
The business partner of Daimler is one that not only shares the same passion and vision as we do, but is also one that stops at nothing to ensure an unparalleled first-class customer experience as you would expect from a brand like Mercedes-Benz. Embodying Gottlieb Daimler's promise of the best or nothing, I'm proud to commend Demo on an excellent job done in redefining the benchmark of an automotive facility here in Sri Lanka.
We serve at your pleasure. In doing so, the passion that we have held for decades with Gottlieb Daimler's promise, the best or nothing, is at the core of our own briefing and that expect perfection in the heart of our promise. The Centre reassures our promise of bringing the best-in-class range of vehicles while providing memorable Mercedes-Benz lifetime experience that highlights you are the star and always will be.
Special mementos were presented to the 2 ministers by the Chairman and Managing Director of Demo, Ranjit Panditage.
And on Newsfirst tonight, official government data indicates that revenue from the tourism sector increased by 37% in the first 4 months of the year.
534,131 tourists visited Sri Lanka in the first 4 months of the year. This represents an increase of 27% in comparison with the same time frame last year. Data shows that revenue in the tourism sector in the first 4 months of the year was $771 million or 100 billion rupees.
In local news, the General Secretary of the Citizens Front, MP J. Sri Ranga, visited the Kandapula area in Nurali yesterday.
MP Sri Ranga inspected the progress that is being made in the construction of a cultural centre in Kandapula. The centre, which is being constructed with financial grants from MP J. Sri Ranga, will incidentally be the largest cultural centre in the Nurali district upon completion. MP J. Sri Ranga also made another financial donation yesterday to meet shortcomings in the construction of this building. It was also decided yesterday to allow 10 low-income couples to use the premises free of charge as a wedding reception hall once the construction of the centre is completed.
But starting off with cricket news, Sri Lanka were dealt a shock defeat by Essex County yesterday in their warm-up one-day encounter. Essex County won the match by 22 runs in the Duckworth-Lewis method. The match was limited to 21 overs after rain interrupted play at Chelmsford. Batting first, Essex County posted a total of 161 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in their allotted 21 overs. Alistair Cook tops scored with 71 runs, with Ben Fox chipped in with 51 runs. Owing to the rain interruption, Sri Lanka was set a revised target of 169 runs in 21 overs as per the Duckworth-Lewis method. At the end of their allotted 21 overs, Sri Lanka were on 146 for 9, handing Essex County a 22-run victory. Dinesh Chandimal top scored for Sri Lanka with 31 runs.
Now moving into some boxing news, competitors taking part in Super Fighter, Sri Lanka's first sports reality program, marked the Vesak Poya Day today with a number of activities. 64 competitors qualified to the third round of Super Fighter and are engaged in a residential training camp at the Northwest Training Centre in Variapola. Apart from taking part in the training program, the contenders were also engaged in a number of activities that were organised in lieu of Vesak Poya Day. They engaged in religious observances at the Sri Visuddharama Viharaya in Variapola. The third round bouts of Super Fighter will take place on the 19th in Pannala. Super Fighter is a joint initiative of MAS Holdings, Newsfirst and the MTV and NBC Media Network.
Now moving back to some local news, several prominent personalities including politicians and artists visited the Sirasa Vesak zone today and paid homage to the sacred relics.
The Sirasa Media Network was able to organize such an event for all Buddhists because Buddhists across the globe have engaged in good deeds. I invoke blessings on the staff and the chairman of the organization so that they receive the strength to carry out such endeavors in the future.
රට තුල ශාසනික කාලය ඒ වගේම බෞද්ධ සංස්කෘතිය විශිෂ්ටාචාරය ඉස්මතු වෙන ආකාරය.
On a day where we mark the 3 important stages of the life of Lord Buddha, a large sum of money has been allocated and spent for this deed that gives priority to the sasana, the Buddhist culture and heritage. I commend this great deed. I invite all Sri Lankans to attend this event.
පුණ්‍ය කර්මයට මගේ ස්තුතිය සහ ප්‍රණාමය පුද කරන අතර ලංකාවාසී සියලුම දෙනාට මේ අවස්ථාවට සහභාගී වන්නටයි කියලා මම ආරාධනා කරනවා.
අද මේ වෙසක් පොහොය දින කැපිටල් මහරජා ආයතනය සිරස මාධ්‍යාලය මුල් කොට
I am pleased that the Capital Maharaja organization and the Sirasa Media Network have organized such an event. At a time where many operate without proper knowledge of the religion, Sirasa has organized this event. The children are given the opportunity to pay homage to the relics and also witness the pandal and learn about Buddhism. We commend this initiative.
බෞද්ධ ආගම ගැන යම් කිසි අවබෝධයක් ලබා ගැනීමට මේ කරන කාර්යය අපි අගය කොට සැලකනවා.
සිරස නාලිකා විශේෂයෙන්ම විහාරාරාම ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණය කරමින් ඒ වගේම රැලි වෙනකම් පිරිත් විකාශය හඳුන්වා දෙමින්
The Sirasa Media Network was engaged in renovating and restoring temples and also organized Pirit sermons. This Vesak zone that has been organized by Sirasa can be described as a new initiative. That is why for the fourth occasion, the masters have begun to arrive at the Vesak Kalapaya because of its creativity.
පොදිබැඳමින් පැමිණෙන වෙසක් කලාපයක් බවට පත් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මෙහි තිබෙන වෙනස් ඒ වගේම නිර්මාණශීලීභාවය නිසා.
ඉතින් මේක මහඟු අවස්ථාවක් අපි බෞද්ධයෝ හැටියට මේ ධාතුන් වහන්සේ වැඳ පුදා ගැනීම ඒ වගේම මේ
For us Buddhists, this is a great opportunity to pay homage to these sacred relics as well as to visit the Sivasa Vesak Kalapaya. I also encourage everyone to come here and engage in this good deed. This is an important occasion. We are happy that this event has been organized. We invite you to come here and be connected to this good deed and obtain blessings.
එනිසා ඔබටත් අපි ආරාධනා කරන්නේ ඇවිල්ලා මේ මහා පුණ්‍ය කර්මයට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න සිරස වෙසක් කලාපය හා සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න බෞද්ධ හැටියට පින් එකතු කරගන්න කියලා ඉල්ලීමක් කරනවා.
I'm really happy to this is my second time I'm attending Sirasa Vesak Zone, and as I said that the kind of warmth and love I see in the eyes of Sri Lankans for Buddhism, it's amazing to see that, and I really congratulate and give my good wishes to all the Sri Lankans on the day of Vesak, and thanks for inviting me for this function. Thank you.
With that, we wrap up Primetime News at 9. It was a pleasure having you with us. I'm Stephanie Lazarus.
And I'm Madhushka Balasurya. Have a great night.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.